Hey guys, how's it going? I'm just here today to talk to you about mean people. That was fun. I'm here to talk to you today about mean people. How many of you guys have had someone in your universe ever who has just treated you with no regard? A few of you? Or all of you? Okay, well, that has actually come up for me over the past couple of weeks. Actually, the past couple of years. There's been years, plural. There has been two people in my universe who have treated me with such disregard that I was called to make a video about some tools that you can use to create a little more ease when you encounter someone like that. Because I'm actually creating my future right now, and I'd like for it to be easier. So, hey, all of consciousness, can it be easier for me to deal with people who really have no regard for me in the future and now? And all that stuff I just said about time, forget it. Can it just be easier for me to deal with people who have no regard for me? So, tool number one, ask a question. Try it. No, don't try it. Don't ask any questions. Just wake up feeling terrible about you and never do anything about it. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. That's actually how I've functioned through a lot of my life when I've encountered people like this. And I'm finding that asking the question allows me to step into something totally different, which is actually really different for me. Tool number two, get your big girl panties on. Big girl panties. Na, 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 na. You just sometimes have to suit up and show up. Tool number three has to do with acknowledgement, and it's really about acknowledging what that person actually is capable of, and more than that, though, it's actually acknowledging your own awareness. So, do any of you guys like have someone in your universe that is not super kind to you, and you'll just like be aware of it, but be like, oh, there must be something wrong with me because this person is not super kind to me. Well, what if you could actually start to acknowledge that you know something and really receive the kindness of you? So it might be less about the other person and more about what you've been allowing in your life. So would you try it? Just right now think about someone who has done you dirty, who's just been really shitty to you, and maybe they were really nice. So in my case, the two people I'm thinking of were so much kindness, and then not kind anymore. And so just get the energy of that person and what they truly are like. Look at the whole of them. So maybe see all the places that they've been a contribution and really sweet to you, and then go ahead and look at everything else that they are. That's where you actually cut off your awareness. So would you start to actually have your own knowing now of the fullness of what they be? So the full polarity of what they function from. So probably there's a lot of really sweetness to them. I'm like looking at my hands in the camera. So look at all of what they be, and now start to really acknowledge what you know. Right? You're actually maybe a lot cooler than you think you are. You might actually have awareness that's beyond all of this. Okay? So another tool. Are we at like tool number 6 now? Tool number 2? I don't even know where we are. But here's the other tool that you can use. What if you could have complete gratitude and kindness even in the face of this person's disregard, without having to shut off your awareness of what they truly be? Because here's the tricky thing that has come up for me. I don't want to exclude these people and the others throughout my lifetimes that have this fullness of being that isn't always regarding me. I actually want to have regard for myself, which means I don't want to have to put up barriers and do all this tremendous work to like exclude them from my world. That actually creates yucky for me. And I'm interested in having joy in my world. So the tricky thing is about not putting all your barriers up. So while you're thinking about this person or these people, would you actually lower all your barriers And you don't even have to work at it. You just ask for it. So just lower all your barriers and just get really present with you and with these people. Get really present to what you're actually asking for. And here's a question for you. Are you ready to ask for something new? Are you ready to have people in your universe that can have total kindness and regard and vulnerability with you? And if the answer is no, cool. If the answer is yes, and you look around at the people that you're surrounding yourself with, it's okay to make a new choice. Like, how cool is it to be like, yeah, that doesn't actually work for me. I require something different. And to still acknowledge them. So in my particular case, I just created a ton of gratitude, and that gratitude is ever expanding. It says to the person, like, I acknowledge you, I'm present with you, I'm super, super grateful for everything that you have been in my life, and even this gnarliness, I'm grateful for that because it's stepping me into more of me. It's actually giving me the space to acknowledge all of my awareness and to acknowledge all of my capacity. And I'm actually really grateful for me too. And so would you guys be willing to just step out of the lock, wherever you've like locked yourself into like, well, this is a habit or this is a pattern or people are mean or this just happens. Would you actually be willing to just destroy and uncreate and let all of that go so that you can have more of you and you can actually start to acknowledge you? And here's the big thing. Would you be willing to be kind with you? Would you be willing to have regard for yourself by choosing what actually works for you? Cool. And yeah, go get yourself some big girl panties, or if you're a guy, go get yourself some big guy shorts. That was really fun. If you're wondering what this pile of stuff is, like I'm so getting ready to like just take off into my future where I don't have all this stuff with me. And so if there's anything in that pile that looks really fun to you and like you want it, just message me and say, hey, I want that. Here's what I'm willing to buy it for. So like there's a snowboard, there's that little heart stand that for some reason I liked at one point in time, and you probably will like it too. There's this cool lamp, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff in there. And so if you're interested in any of that pile, please, oh, there's another lamp. And another lamp. I guess I had a thing for lights for a little while. I must have forgot that the light is me and thought I had to look for it everywhere outside of myself. Any of you doing that? Anybody looking for the light outside of you when actually it starts in here? You guys ready to start being that? Start shining that? Start having that? Don't do it! Your life might change. Bye! Um, you guys, I like you so much that I want to entertain you guys so much that I went to the thrift store and bought these. Now it's time to burn these nasty motherfuckers.